Hello, my name is Voya and welcome to My Deep Guide. Today we're going to check out the Mobiscribe Origin. It has had 2 updates since the last time I was visiting it on My Deep Guide, and I didn't visit the previous one because it was completely kind of broken. The main feature was broken, which was the Google Play Store, but thankfully now with the introduction of update 7.1.1, that is now fixed. So let's see how does that look like and how does Google Play Store perform on the Mobiscribe Origin. Alright, and here we are with the Mobiscribe updated to the version 7.1.1. Now there was a previous update which reportedly added the ability to actually add the Google Play Store onto your device, which is pretty much a big deal, right? But the problem was that it was so bugged out that I at least was not able to complete the registration at all, because copy and go to register, what that actually needs to do is just kind of copy this number, ID number here, and then paste it in the next step that you normally would have to do. But that pasting was not possible because the keyboard doesn't have an option to paste. So it was basically, for me at least, it was impossible to actually continue through the registration. It was not possible to go through this. Now, this has been done, and now it actually works. And now basically the procedure is very easy. You go to Play Store, you turn it on, then you go copy and go to register. Now I can't complete this again because it's already been done, but once you do, it will open up a web page where you simply need to you will see an empty box that you have to ensure that this number that you see is actually typed into there. Then you tap on I am not a robot and then register, and then you will have registered your device to the Google Play Store. Once that's done, it can take anywhere from a minute to a week for Google Play Store to actually apply and register the device. For me, it took maybe about 10 minutes or so, and then it just worked fine. Once you complete your setup, and hopefully this time with this update, because the latest update that came out was actually addressing this issue directly, the issue of not being able to actually register with the Google Play Store. Now, once you successfully register with the Play Store and you go to the tools, you will have a Google Play Store on your Mobiscribe device. I don't know why he's still telling me that, hey, it might take that much time, but as you can see, it all works good. The problem is that by default, it will work in a slow refresh mode. So what you want to do is basically long press on a Play Store, go to optimize options, and then you can choose the preferred mode of refresh, right? So this is balanced mode, and you want to go to fast mode to make sure that your that your Play Store experience is good. So now when I go to Play Store, we should have much more ghosting, but also much more better experience as far as browsing goes and all of these things goes. Now, this is important to kind of keep in mind, because right now this option changes pretty much everything for the Mobiscribe, because you're able to install all of the apps that support Android 8.1, because don't forget that Mobiscribe is running an Android 8.1 operating system. So, for example, I've done all of the stuff that I wanted to. I didn't want to go too crazy. I just needed my Edge browser, and I think that I've switched it so that it's in the slow mode. Let me just see. We'll see how it browses. Okay, so you see the refresh is kind of painful and all these things. So that optimize feature now becomes actually quite important, because if I go back home and I press hold and optimize, I can get it to be fast mode, right? And then the display itself, you can adjust page scaling, contrast, threshold. So whenever I'm doing fast mode, I like to increase a little bit of a contrast here. And you can also force apps in full screen mode, but sometimes that hides some of the icons, so you really have to be careful what you actually do. So now we should have a bit more contrast, and we should have a lot more responsiveness. And while the display responsiveness is going to be there, when you open up the device to all of these, so you can see the scroll speed is great, it works, but right now we're actually hitting limitations of the hardware on the Mobiscribe, so it's fairly slow. So what's actually slow is not really that much the display, but actually the hardware itself. So if I go into an article, this should be a bit lighter and light enough maybe for it to open up, but you can see that the browsing experience is fairly slow. That being said, the images, even in the fast mode, fairly crisp. Browsing experience on the Mobiscribe for me is okay at best, so it works. It didn't have any stability issues. The only thing is that it really does take quite a while for any new web page to start loading up and appearing and things like that, while it loads up all the scripts and does all the things that it needs to do. So it does take a bit of time, but once it's done, it's fairly stable and it's just a normal kind of browsing experience. Really cool thing is that I could now install my Drive Sync, and I could easily upload everything and synchronize with the way I wanted it to. That being said, the synchronization was way too long. It took a very long time. But then again, okay, maybe it's simply that the hardware is kind of having some issues to deal with these apps and things like that, because the specs are really not that high. And originally, this device was not meant to be used as such. It was meant to be a note-taking device and a reader, but it has evolved into this big thing. So I was able to upload a ton of things and basically reorganize stuff. And I was testing out like how does it handle bigger documents, because there's also one of the updates in 7.1.1 was stability in the PDF reader. And once you do open it up, you have to, once you update, you have to update your apps as well via the Google Play Store, and in order to get the latest versions of, especially of the PDF reader. And I tried to open up and use the MDO 2023, and as you can see, I was testing it out with Xodo, and with Xodo, with all the limitations of Xodo itself, but it worked perfectly. There was no crashes, there was no issues whatsoever. It just worked the way it's supposed to work, which is a testament that the hardware can handle that. But unfortunately, when you get to the PDF reader itself and you just use it normally, well, for the most part, the navigation itself is going to be fine. So you can go to the month, and it's actually fairly fast. Like, it's really responsive as far as these things go, right? This is pretty good, right? And it's very kind of accurate and all of these things. But I have still experienced several crashes here and there, way less than before. So the stability has most definitely been improved on the PDF reader. And now you're actually able to use it far more reliably than you could before. But I do still think that the overall size of it is fairly small, and you have to be aware that while this reader can insert images into a PDF document, it's not like on a Remarkable. This one destroys all of the hyperlinks. So if you use this option to insert a page into your MDO, you will effectively destroy it and no hyperlinks will work anymore. So basically don't do that on MDO, on Mobiscribe, if you do want to do it. You do have an option of actually turning it around so that it looks sideways, but the formatting, there's no real formatting, and I don't like it doing these things because, again, it's modifying the entire page itself or the document, and it's not just drawing things differently. So there are things to really be careful about when using this one. As far as for the size thing, well, you can use, for example, if you wanted to work on this area here, I can just confirm the selection area. It zooms in here, and if you have the option to lock the visible area, then it's going to be simply locked. And as soon as you switch to writing mode, now you can safely fill in your week, day, or whatever, right? So it actually works pretty good, and then you just tap on this one to exit, and that's pretty much it. Of course, you should tap with the finger, not with the pen, because it draws as well. So overall, now with the update 7.1.1, the huge update and difference is, no, I do not want to save it. The huge difference is that now you have the Google Play Store at your disposal, and all of the apps that you might want, you can actually install and use potentially on the Mobiscribe. But you do have to keep in mind that the platform is fairly limited, that in a way that the specifications are quite limited, and that it's running on Android 8.1 to be exact. So there's going to be some app compatibility issues, but I think more often than not you're going to run into performance related issues, because simply the hardware can't really keep that up. But even so, I think that this is a very valuable addition, because now it expands to, I was lacking only a couple of things to make the Mobiscribe a little bit more effective. And now this simple addition, well, not simple, this big addition actually opens it up to these things quite a lot, which is an excellent thing to see. I also like that they have improved the stability of the PDF reader. It's not perfect yet, but it is a lot more stable than it used to be. So all around, the previous update was really bad because you couldn't do the main thing, which is basically enable the Google Play Store. But now they have finally addressed it, and it all works as it should. And Mobiscribe now has full-on Google Play Store, which is a really powerful addition to this platform. Well, okay, so that's the update 7.1.1. Better late than never, even though some better testing and some beta testing program would definitely benefit for Mobiscribe to actually implement into their practices, where you basically start rolling out an update that is not going to work as it should. But as I already said, a really good addition to the Mobiscribe Origin platform, and it's a good thing to see that the PDF reader performance has been considerably stabilized. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and if you would like to support the channel and the work that I do with mydeepguide, then I invite you to check out the mydeepguide.com/shop, where you can find the latest release, which is the My Daily Organizer for 2023. And if you're interested in MDO, then check out the links down below to learn more about it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video. Bye!